My name is Ambition the Poet. I am the author of From the Tongue of a Foster Child. Today, though, is a speaker's edition, and I have this amazing book here, and it's called Using Stories in Humor, Grab Your Audience, and that's by Slan. This book is amazing. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's go. This is this page 7. Stories define our lives. It says, without stories, life would be a jumble of disconnected information. Instead, as actor and speaker Matt Dixon explains, information plus emotion equals memory. Stories bring together the information and the emotional content of any given situation and allow us to shape the meaning. And that's why it's very important to use stories in your presentations, in front of people, when you're doing projects, all different type of things. Stories are really impactful. This is another one. It says, when we tell stories from our lives and our experience, we offer life experience to others. When you think about it, the goal of every artist is to offer his or her version of life to others. By telling our stories, we allow ourselves to be real, human, and vulnerable in the presence of others. Now, this is very important. When we up there sharing our presentation, speeches, projects, papers, when you use the stories correctly, it really should give off a sense of being authentic. When you're just talking and you're just writing abstractly, when you have a real story behind your paper, your speech, or anything that really can impact the person's soul through a story that belongs to you, hands down. To some more. I'm just gonna run through these, just gems. Let's face it. This is an interesting part. Page 53. It says, "Let's face it. Unless you are an Olympic athlete, a politician, a movie star, or some other type of celebrity, you need something to talk about." It says, if you're going to be a speaker, the best source of material is your life. Guys, we don't have to make up stories. We don't necessarily have to use somebody else's story. I promise you, if you've been around the world long enough, you have plenty of content. This also speaks to people who should be authors. A lot of us at least have one book in this. And I say that a lot because we have our own stories that if we told them the way that we lived it, it'd be amazing. Sometimes even the bestseller. You never know. He goes on though. It says, Grady Joan Roberts says, there must be millions of stories inside each individual. The challenge is retrieving and shaping them. I'm gonna give you one more gem, guys, and then I'm gonna get out of your way. This talks about the tips for a beginning storyteller. Number 1, do not judge your stories in the beginning. Number 2, do not compare your story with those of others. This is good. Let me give you some details. It says, people who have been speaking for years have collected a lot of material. That's part of the job. You have a truckload of stories in 20 years too, if you worked at it. Remember, experts estimate that becoming a good speaker does not happen for most people until they've been speaking for 10 years. Be patient. Guys, that's one. I'm done. I don't even have to go through the rest of the book right there. Guys, this is called Using Stories in Humor. Speaker's Edition by Slan. And I wanted to be very transparent. When I do my poetry, I use stories. When I hear other speakers, they use stories. Stories are impactful, guys. Use them in your life. Use your life as your story compass. Trust me on this. People relate to stories. Well, guys, that's my time. My name is Ambition the Poet. I know what I do. Have a good one.